Conversation is Coffee with Willie McNair. Welcome back.
Alright, CIC family, back at it again with another episode of Conversation is Coffee. Yeah, you heard it, Conversation is Coffee. Today I'm interviewing my homeboy. My boy's name is Mario Harris. He is the owner, CEO of MENAC. MENAC is a long acronym. I'm not going to tell you what it means, but I will tell you what he does. He actually is a mentor. So he was right now mentoring youth out of Onslow County and surrounding areas. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. I have all of his information in the description below. And guess what? Simplify. Let's go. All right, y'all. We back at it again with another episode of Conversation is Coffee. I have my boy here, Mario Harris. He is near and dear to me, to my heart. He's one of my mentors. I've had the privilege of knowing Mario since 2005 in the Marine Corps. He was my first staff in CIC, helped me be the man that I am today. So big ups to Mario. Back then, the rank was staff sergeant. I mean, he made it way past the staff sergeant level, whatever have you. He was my first staff sergeant in the admin sector. My staff in CIC. I don't know. He used to have some game in basketball. I don't know. We might have to pick up the ball and check something out. But we'll get into that. But today, on some realness, parents, youth. Those out there that's looking for like understanding when it comes to the non-for-profit sector and things to do for your youth. Mario Harris has an awesome program called MENAC. It is a non-for-profit organization that he started out of the Marine Corps. So we're gonna get into this and make sure you guys make sure you guys stay tuned, make sure you guys leave comments. I have all of Mario's information in the description below, so you can contact him about his organization. And when is he coming to a city near you? That's the question you need to ask. When is he coming to a city near you? All right, so with that being said, Mario, what you got?
Well, first of all, Will, I want to thank you for allowing me to be on your show today. Conversation is Coffee. As you stated, been joined at the hip since 2005.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Most definitely. So give me a little bit about MENAC. What kind of got you started on that path with the 501c3? And if I said that wrong, correct me, please, because I be saying things sometimes. But, what kind of got you started with the non-for-profit and where does MENAC, the acronym, because I'm pretty sure it's an acronym, what does it mean? What does it stand for? Give me your passions about it.
Okay. Well, mentoring started when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
My parents and grandparents, uncles and aunt, cousins, teachers, everyone that poured into me from the time since I was on this earth. And I found out in the Marine Corps how much I really enjoyed mentoring.
Yeah.
Because as you enter the Marine Corps, you're being mentored.
The whole time.
And then as you develop your leadership style, you start mentoring other Marines, other young men and women.
Mm-hmm.
And it's difficult at first, if you're, a corporal, non-commissioned officer, you 23, 24 years old. Some of your junior Marines may be older than you are. Some are married, may have kids.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to really buckle down and, ask other people that have been in longer than you have, how do I deal with this situation? It's very hard to deal with situations when you've never encountered them. And especially now that you're responsible for telling this young father or this young mother that's a husband or a wife, no, this is what I recommend you need to do. Why are you late? And I had to sit back at some of those situations and say, you know what? I need to find out what's going on with the person. So what I started to do is I want to identify what was going on with the person. And fast forward around 2010, I met my mentor, Ike Johnson, where they were having a mentor forum here in Jacksonville, North Carolina, in an area called New River at the community center.
Yeah.
There's about 40-some mentors showed up. Majority were men, but there were some women that showed up. And out of those 40-some people, we fast forward now to 2020, they're gone.
Wow.
Yeah, there's only about 5, 6 of us left. And we still communicate and mentor in the county of Onslow. So MENAC, that's what it was birthed out of. It was birthed out of all the people that have done something for me, that have mentored and poured into me. Those that were younger, those that were peers, and those that were older. So I learned from everyone that I come in contact with. There's something that I can glean about from young men, young women, and my peers and elders. So MENAC stands for Mentor Every Neighborhood and Community. Why would it be every neighborhood and community? Because people that look like me and people that don't look like me have helped me.
Yeah.
So around the 19 year in the Marine Corps, I said, you know what? This is what I want to do when I retire. And 8 years later, I got passed over for, E9 Master Guns, and I was okay with it. And this is why I was okay with it. I entered the Marine Corps on a certificate of attendance, so I didn't have a GED or high school diploma. My entire Marine Corps career, I was still a high school dropout. I was even an instructor teaching NCOs and staff NCOs, so your low level, your mid level, and your upper level supervisors. And I retired May 31st of 2018, graduated from high school December of 2018.
Wow.
Enrolled at Campbell University 2019, graduated my associate's degree in 2021. I graduate this year in December with my bachelor's of business administration. As you and I was talking, you gave me some great information. I got to give you props for that. I really appreciate the information that you gave to me the other day when we talked, because I was getting a little anxiety about what I was going to do when it comes to my master's degree. Yeah. Some schools say you got to take the GMAT and some you don't. And I was like, a very good friend of mine, cousin of mine, and he's mentored me before as well. And he was saying, yeah, get your MBA. And I said, look, that's a lot of work, to be honest, right? Oh, yeah. It's a lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
I'm also, I'm in ministry as well. I got a wife and kids. I also, I'm running this nonprofit. So I need something that I can manage and I can still get the collegiate level education coupled with the education from doing the work in the nonprofit. So I'm not overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. And I've been overwhelmed for a couple of years now, but that's starting to ease up because I know more, so I make some better decisions. And when it comes to grant writing, still working on that piece.
Yeah, oh yeah. I will say this though, when it comes to that grant writing, it's honestly just understanding, because I had to learn it the hard way. And when I worked for the what do you call that place? The Urban League. Yeah. I didn't know, taking that position, going into that field, and the same thing, running a non-for-profit, owning a non-for-profit, you basically, it's equivalent to being an entrepreneur. You have to do every single job there is. And I had no idea, walking into that door, accepting that position, that part of my job description would eventually be grant writer. Yeah. So I had to learn, I had to learn hands-on and put them feet to the pedal and,
Yes.
and make it happen. And, a lot of the grants that we applied to, we got, and I was really happy about that. So, I learned to write the grants, but then some of them we wrote, we didn't necessarily get them for whatever reason, but
Yeah.
we never held our head low. We always kept our head high, and we just kept
That's
it
right.
going, kept it going, kept it going. And we just made things happen, and as a team, because we would break it down. And the one thing I would say that stuck out to me more than anything when it came to grant writing, the need-based assessment.
That's it.
As long as you can fulfill that need and you do a real need-based assessment of
That's
the
right.
actual grant, what it requires, how will it fulfill a need within the community,
Yep.
there's no reason why, you shouldn't be the grantee of that grant or the second up or something like that, because, you did your research. And
That's
a
right.
lot of the times, dealing with different youth and dealing with different things in the community, a lot of that research is actually already done for youth within the census, or a lot of times even within, juvenile justice. If you're dealing with youth and you're dealing with youth that's dealing with different things within the community that maybe dealing in the family court system, a lot of that research is already done. You just got to obtain that information that's put out there, put it in your report, and then you hand over that grant. You say, well, I put this pretty bow on it. I hope you you grant these grant funds so I had to serve this community like we do with MENAC, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. That's what we're there for. And like I told you before, Mario, I have a big passion when it comes to helping youth, giving back to youth, because growing up as a kid, like I had mentors as well, and then I had you in the Marine Corps. But then just going back to just the kids in general. As a kid, I had an after school program, and that after school program was wonderful for me. It didn't provide discipline like the Marine Corps. That did not do, bar none. However, it did have a group of individuals, mentors, male and female, that showed me one thing, that they cared.
That's right.
And that's what I needed. I just needed somebody outside of my mom, somebody outside of my pops, outside of my god pops to help raise me, show me that they actually cared. And they wanted to be there for me. And not only did they wanted to be there for me, but they wanted me to see, they wanted they told me that I can make a difference.
Yes.
And, 30 some odd years later, I'm making a difference.
That's right.
And that's why I keep passing it on, keep passing it on, keep passing it on. So the question I have for you at this point, Mario, is, with MENAC, so what cities right now are you guys currently in?
Right now, Jacksonville, North Carolina. So we service the entire county of Onslow County, which is right on the coast, so eastern North Carolina. But I also have a mentee that's out there in Charlotte.
Okay, wow.
So I've done some mentoring for some other organizations. Camp Eckert, which is in Candor, a level 2 facility, and Tar Heel Challenge, which is in Salemburg, and also New London.
Yeah, I've heard of that place.
So I'm actually on my second mentee with Tar Heel Challenge. And this one it's a lot different from the first mentee that I had with Tar Heel Challenges, because we're 4.5 hours apart. So, it's not one of those situations where he can call and say, hey, Mr. Mario, this and that, and I'm on the road.
Yeah.
I don't know, according to what time of day or night or whatever I have going on with my schedule.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important to have satellites, right? Have people in different places, because actually one of my board members lives out in Concord.
Yeah, that's right. The street Charlotte.
Yeah, right out there in Concord, and we're looking at coming out to the Charlotte area. Now I know there's some other great organizations out in Charlotte. I've done my research, and so our thing is alternative schools.
Yeah,
that's our primary focus, and it goes back to what you said. The people that mentored you, your parents and your godpops, showed you love. They showed you love. Now, I know all children, all teenagers need love. It's not just the ones that are at alternative schools.
Yeah.
But majority of the time, the resources are not going to the alternative school.
That's right.
Because they want to label them as troubled, at risk, and all of these different things. And they're kids that need to be loved.
Yeah.
need to be shown love.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's ironic that the alternative school that we've been at for 10 years, and how that happened was back in 2011, my mentor and I, we was riding by it. And I asked him, I said, what is that building over there? And then he went on to explain what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, and so I thought about it and thought about it. I can't remember, was it the next day, next week, or whatever it was, but it was in my spirit. And I went back to him. I said, you know what? I said, I think we need to go out there.
Yeah.
He said, okay. He set up a meeting with the principal, and we went out there and met Miss Walton. And the number one thing that she said was be consistent.
Yeah.
A lot of people been out here and, you know, nonprofits, and when their money run out, you don't see them.
Yeah.
Well, this is the difference with Magnanimous. So Magnanimous is an organization that my mentor started, and
Yeah.
then MENAC came out. It's also ironic that they both begin with an M,
Mm-hmm.
but we haven't had money like that.
Yeah.
So it's the pure passion.
Yeah.
If I can get a young man to believe that his life is valuable and that his life is going to impact somebody else while he's on his path, his journey of his life, there are people that he is supposed to meet, right? He's either supposed to give them something, maybe information, or they're going to give him information that then he has to pass on to the next person that's on his path, because that's how life works.
Yeah, I agree.
There are people that we're supposed to meet, right?
Yeah.
You and I met in 2005. We had no idea.
Yeah.
What is that, 17 years later?
Yeah.
2022. Well, I
Yeah.
say 2022, well, we really connected last year before, whatever.
Yeah.
But here in 2022, you have a podcast. I am your guest, and we're talking about mentoring, loving kids, young men and young women, help them stay on their path. So there's a speech that I have a few different speeches, and in the short version of it, the title is Mountaintop Experience.
Mm.
So I go into it when I talk to young men or even people in general. And I say, MENAC, we are mentors. I don't tell you what to do. I give you information. If I don't have it, I reach out to other resources, and I'll get it. I'll come back and I'm gonna give it to you. Message Garcia, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give that information to you.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be with you as you navigate that mountain, because everyone has a mountain, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're at the bottom of the mountain, you're abased.
Yeah.
But when you climbing that mountain, you're navigating obstacles, shortfalls, roadblocks, trees, boulders, whatever it may be. And we're going to be right there with you.
Yeah.
Because when you get to the top of your mountain, meaning your goal, your passion, your purpose, we're going to be right there with you when you plant your flag.
Yeah.
And that's who we are.
Yeah. That's deep.
You know, with money, without money.
Yeah, that's deep. That's deep because,
You know?
yeah, that's deep. You know, when I think when it comes to youth and just me in general, right? You know, a lot of people think, well, I don't want to go into that alternative school. Those kids, there's no more hope for them. But what they don't realize is they're still going to school.
That's
Even
right.
if it's a mandate that they go to school, and that's the reason why they're in the alternative school, they're going to school.
That's right.
And it's ironic that you actually mentioned that, because when I was with the Urban League, the CEO and president at the time, Mr. McLonghorn, actually expressed to me, he said, hey, Ricky, I want you to go ahead and I want you to go to Richland County 1, Richland County 2, alternative schools. And I said to myself, okay, I'm going to alternative school. And I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know, you know, like how it was going to be, you know, walking into there. There wasn't a whole bunch of pushback from the principals and stuff, but there was some pushback from the teachers, and there was pushback from the teachers that were concerned and that cared. And their same advice to me was just be consistent. So I made it my business to go to one school once a week or twice a week, and go to the other school once a week or twice a week, and they see my face every time. Even if I had to come up and make my own curriculum, and show support and show love and show them how to do things differently, I was able to do that, and I was able to do that efficiently for them. Because it's hard to keep a child's interest. But I say that to say this: I remember back in, I was in the fourth grade 30 years ago, 30 plus years ago. I was in the fourth grade. I'll never forget. I had a teacher, Mr. Rogers, and that teacher was a hard-nosed teacher. So this goes to all those teachers out there. This goes to all those mentors out there. This goes to all the mentees out there. Please believe, 30 some odd years later, they still won't know who you are. A few of my mentees, not so long ago, actually went into the Marine Corps. Like 2, 3 of them went into the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
I was against it, but they not the Marine Corps. I was against the guys that went into the Army. I was like, man, what you guys doing? Why you guys going into the Army? Yeah, Mr. Ricky, we Marine Corps, baby. We don't do the Army too well. We like those guys, but
yeah,
we do the Marine Corps.
That's right.
They went into the Army, and man, them cats probably been in the Army now about 5, 6 years now. And I look back and I say, dang. That's really does fly when you having fun,
That's beautiful, So what's inside of us?
Mm-hmm.
It's like scripture, right? As Holy Scripture says, who takes a light and put it up on a bushel?
Yeah.
Right? So inside of a light bulb, there's a mechanism that allows it to give off light.
Yeah.
Right? So those of us, or those in general, people that have that light inside of it, and light means love.
Wow.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
So in order to get to that light inside of that light bulb, you got to break it.
Yeah.
Right? You got to break it. So when it comes to people, the way that our light enhances it, because we got to be broken first, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
Those kids that are at alternative schools or in level 2, 3, level 3 facilities, majority of them are there because something was pressed upon them. Mm-hmm. They had no control over those issues when they were young kids or even teenagers, right? And now they're trying to navigate deep waters, and they can't swim, and they don't have a life preserver.
Wow.
Now, those life preservers are supposed to be their parents or their guardians, right? But not just them. Every adult that comes in contact with that young man or that young woman on a regular basis, if it's a bus driver, and if the bus driver says to themselves, oh, well, that's not my kid. Well, why are you around him or her every day? You around him for that paycheck?
Basically.
But what happens when there's a shortage of money by the state or in the county, and you the last bus driver in? So you're gonna be the first one out. And so when it comes to a paycheck, we gotta earn money. We gotta take care of our families. We gotta take care of ourselves. But you know what? I thank God, because that length of service, 27 years in the Marine Corps, it allowed me not to go back in anybody else's system.
Yeah.
MENAC is a Christian veteran founded and operated nonprofit. I will never take it and put it inside of a church or any other organization. Because once I put it inside of an organization, and I'm not the person that's making the decisions and in charge of it, that it'll die.
Yeah. It changes.
Like your passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, your passion. I can't do what you do.
Yeah.
Because that's your passion. That's how you built it out.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. A lot of times you see these programs, right? In neighborhoods, right? There's money. Oh man, we had this man or this woman, they was running it. Man, it was great. Especially when it comes to community leaders.
Yeah. And
then they die off or they leave. And then now the community starts to crumble. It's in shambles.
Yeah.
Think about our families, grandparents, right? grandparents or that family member, he or she was holding us together, always made us come together and talk. If there was a problem, y'all hug or do whatever it is. Those people are dying, and we're those people now.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to stay engaged with our youth, regardless of what they do.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, we got to.
Yeah, that you know what though, that honestly brings me to the point. Like, I'll say this, Mario. You know, when I worked with the Urban League, and I had to report my statistics, my numbers, and I would inquire these numbers from Department of Juvenile Justice, from the solicitor's office, because I had an in with the solicitor's office. I actually sat down and had a meeting with the solicitor, and that was over the family court when it came to, you know, the juveniles going
Mm-hmm.
into the juvenile system, juvenile justice system. And a lot of times, well, actually, I would say probably 99.9% of the time, when that child had a choice of going into the juvenile justice system or coming into my program, if the offense wasn't that bad, they came into my program.
That's awesome.
You know, so I had that ability, and that's a lot of power in Columbia,
Mm-hmm.
South Carolina. So I had the ability to do that. And looking back at that, I miss it. You know, I didn't get paid a whole bunch of money to do that, and it was more of a passion, and it was more of an interest than anything. You know, for me, it wasn't about the money. It wasn't about anything else but the kids. And so that's one of the things that actually got me really, really cold-heartedly considering Project Young Entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, just like that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the book and part of his YouTube videos and such, he always talks about just playing Monopoly with people, with kids, you know, just in general. So it gets them into that mindset of entrepreneurship. And again, that's one of the reasons why I even came up with the concept of Conversations Coffee, because I know out there we have youth that are going to watch Conversations Coffee. We have young adults, we have older adults, we have people in general that's going to watch Conversations Coffee. Yes, they may not be able to do another MENAC like Mario did, but they may be able to do something that'll still impact the community.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they watch this, they kind of get a mindset, and they acquire a skill set. Not everything you got, but just something to spark that fire, to kind of spark that flame, get everything going. And so they can actually reach back, grab that youth up by their horns and say, hey man, we got something for you. It's a bigger life out here. It's a bigger destination for you. You know, I don't care about any of those mountain lions on your mountain. I don't care nothing about them coyotes on your mountain. They're gonna try to bite you. But we got that's why we got what do you call them, people that be in that come around with the rope and put it around the animal animal control. That's why we got
animal control. Yeah. Animal control. That's good. Yeah, I might add that to the speech
to prevent them from getting at you. You
That's
know?
right.
But I believe we probably got about 5 minutes left on this thing. Is there anything else that you want to give the people, Mario? You know, about MENAC and where it's going in the next couple of years, and what do you see? What do you see happening with MENAC? Like, do you see it going from coast to coast, or you just want to kind of take your time with it? Like, you know, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, Rick, I do see it. I do see it going from here and, you know, wherever God wants to take it. I've already had a few offers of, you know, places like Augusta and Richmond.
Yeah,
I have some Marine brothers there that's either retired or, you know, Marine veterans, and they talk about the need for a mentoring organization.
Yeah.
So Onslow County Learning Center is the location that's the name of the alternative school that we started at, and we still are there. We're there every Wednesday from 9 to 11 a.m. We go in, and the principal, she is there something she need to brief us on before the session. She'll talk about it. Session's hour long. Come out of session, if anything happened in the time, you know, in the elapsed time, she'll talk about it then.
Yeah.
OCLC has opened the door for us in Onslow County, because now we have a elementary school where we mentor young boys and girls. Fourth grade, we have about 30 to 35 kids every Thursday.
Oh, wow.
And then we have a middle school.
Yeah.
6th and 7th grade. So right now we're servicing about 75 to 80 some kids.
Wow.
In our group mentoring sessions every week.
Wow.
That's just the group mentoring session. In our one-on-one mentoring session, we have 28 young men and women.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, so I see it going. Actually, I'm planning on not changing MENAC, but adding something to it.
Yeah.
You know, we can talk offline about that.
Okay.
Because if you look at the logo, though, you'll see it. It's in the logo.
Yeah.
You know, but I definitely want to take it and keep moving it, because with me being a high school dropout, I definitely want to influence young men and women that are either thinking about it or have dropped out, even their parents.
Yeah.
And influence them, go back and get your high school education.
Yeah.
That is the first major accomplishment of a young man, young woman's life.
I agree.
So we definitely want to affect the national dropout rate.
Yeah.
We want to see that rate be reduced.
Yeah.
It's not going to be dispelled, but we want to see that dropout rate reduced.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that, because those numbers are astronomical for no reason right now, especially when you look at it with all this technology. Now, granted, I do understand that COVID took a big chunk out of people and took the life out of people.
Yes.
You know, with the numbers and everything, with COVID and everything going down, and you know, and everything kind of getting back to a normal state. I feel like that's something that we should probably you know, key in on. So yeah, I definitely salute you with that, brother, Mario. So, you know, with that being stated, we wrap this thing up. And again, this is Conversation is Coffee. That's Mario Harris with MENAC. And we'll catch you next time. Peace. And again, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit all them buttons below and all that good stuff. Leave us some comments. Let us know what you think. And we'll catch you. We'll see you again. It'll be a part 2, Mario. We'll try to get him in the studio next time. You know, get him down here in the actual studio and everything. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy. Peace.